What's up, guys? So, as you know, I like to do these videos kind of spur of the moment. Had a call earlier today on a deal that I think is really interesting. Also, was just giving a tour to Melissa. You can say hello, Melissa.
Hi everyone.
I was just giving her a tour of my place in Medellin. You guys can check it out a little bit here. You guys have seen different things, different backgrounds, but I'm going to release that video so you guys can check that out. But this is something totally different that's really interesting. I want you to check it out before it goes away. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video to you. So there is something called the income store. It's not called the income store. It's called income school. We've been talking so much about income store that was a slip because this is totally different. Two really great guys. It's called Income School. It's Jim. I think the other guy's name is Ricky. I think Jim's on most of the videos. But Jim and Ricky, they started this thing, Income School. It's awesome. It's something that you guys should check out outside of even what I'm about to tell you now. The thing that I love is that they build from scratch. I tell you how hard it is to build from scratch, and they've got quite a few websites that are kind of in a portfolio now. One of the things that's cool is that they are selling all of their websites. Now, it's cool for a couple reasons. Without me knowing about this, I actually talked earlier this week about how difficult it is, and this was in relation to the income store whole situation, but how difficult it would be to build up one of these businesses and have employees run them. And I talk about all the reasons that would be very, very difficult. And you can check that out in Million Dollar Brain 7. Worth checking out regardless. But that's one of the points. I won't go into all the specifics on this video. But suffice to say, I was kind of making that point. And then Income School comes out and says, hey, like, it would be impossible for us to train the employees. We've tried to build up this portfolio. We're going to just sell all of this so we can focus on the thing. Again, this is kind of that secondary reason why building a fund is so important. This isn't just, when I'm talking about a portfolio, and this is so crucial because I talk about this once you're a client, but I talk about the importance of building a portfolio because I want to save you guys from losing money and getting into something that's going to be not a good deal. So I talk about, like, don't get into this if you're only going to buy one business. You have to have a portfolio. But the second part of that is you can't run all those businesses. And these guys, Jim and Ricky, are like, these are the NBA all-stars of being able to build and run these businesses. And the businesses they're building aren't e-commerce or SaaS or any of those. These are pretty, simple businesses. And so and they literally train people on doing these sites. That's their business, Income School. And so what he says, like, out of his own words, this is not me putting words in his mouth. He literally says, like, we have not been able to train employees to run these sites. So now we have to sell them. And it's just kind of that reiteration of what I've been telling you guys. Like, I've had to learn the hard way that the very best model for these is having a private equity fund where you're investing in, you do your deal, but then you're investing in other people's deals where they are the people that are really running them. They're focused on them, and they're gonna make them happen. So that's one part of why I was like, all right, that's super interesting. When a buddy of mine, he's actually negotiating on one of these deals, and a couple other things came up with this client that's trying to buy a site from them. So number one, definitely go check it out. Check out the video. You can search it, Income School. I'll put it down below as well. But also, be sure to go through the deals because they release everything. Like I'm not a big fan of having your URL out there on a niche site because you can see the niche, you can go back and search the keywords they're ranking for and all of that, and it doesn't hurt the seller as much as it hurts the potential buyer. But these guys are really great at what they do, and so I think somebody can buy these things and turn them into something. The thing that I was impressed by, so when you get in there, you can learn a lot without having to cross a prospectus or anything. You're going to be able to see how much they're selling the site for. Obviously, you're gonna be able to see the income, you're gonna see the traffic, really all the details, how they're monetizing it, just a lot of details. And on the folks that are thinking about selling a deal, I think that they did a good job of kind of making this a almost like a launch, like they're treating it like it's just an online product that they're selling. I love it. So they have a lot of things in there, but what we were talking about is the fact that the multiples are high. They got some 40 multiples, like some really high multiples. And again, I think when I did my deal with Spencer Haas from Niche Pursuits, or just doing deals with people that I know are very talented builders, there's a premium for that. But the other thing that you gotta keep in mind, I think this is gonna happen. Multiples are going up. Multiples are quickly gonna just be 4 across the board. This isn't just income school. It is, the average deal on Empire. It's quickly approaching 40, going above that, and that's without terms. This is just cash. When you get to terms, you're talking, 46, 50 multiples. And there's a reason behind this, and it goes to the video where I said all of my business are going out of business, but it's also the point that I always make when I'm telling you guys that this is just a starting point. Because what they're selling you is the winning lottery ticket of potential. What they've done all the work. They have the deals that haven't made money, and they found the ones that are making good money, and now they're willing to sell you that winning lottery ticket, but it's up to you to grow it. And what they're doing is saving you a ton of time, because there are millions of people out there that have a website that isn't making any money, and they spend time on it, they spend money on it, and it never turns into anything. And so what they're saying is like, hey, you got something that could be bigger, but it's something right now. We're going to save you that time. We're going to save you that money. We're going to save you that headache. And you get to start today on a train that's moving. And I think that's the perspective that has to change. I think that's just the future. It just is what it is. Like, guys, if I could turn back time and take you back to when I was buying deals and they were one multiple, I would love to do that. But, when I'm talking about a lot of the things about the market right now, it is a different market. You have to come into it differently. It's why I've changed my perspective on just buying a single business to buying a portfolio to having to be a fund manager. It's why I'm changing my perspective on, I don't want to get anything more than a 2 multiple to a 3 multiple now. It's because that's just where the market is. And it's like, you can say, oh no, I won't do that. I won't do any deals because I want to get deals at a 2 multiple, but then you're not going to get any deals. You know what I mean? And in my book, making even a 20% return, that would be a 5 multiple. It's better than a 0. And it's better than even the market. You know what I mean? So that is kind of where we are. Now, here is my warning. Where we are not is selling deals that aren't making any money for a high multiple, or what's really going to end up being a infinite multiple, because it's not making any money. So they've got some deals that are in there, and you guys will see them where these are 20 grand, 30 grand in a deal that is making 0 money. That's not where we want to be. If we want to pay a high multiple, is fine, but that literally is a infinite multiple because it's not making any money. Now, that does have potential, but we're not there yet. We're not at a point where it's worth paying for something, especially in those dollar amounts. Like, even if it's saving you a development does 4,000 or 5,000, 3,000, something in that range, then you're just saving some time. But to sell something at $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 that is not making any money, that's why I want to make this video. Like, that is not something that personally I'm for. They're going to sell them. And this is the other thing, just like with income story. Just because somebody else does something and they're like, hey, they're getting a lot of people and people are buying it and it doesn't mean that it's the thing that you should do. But, again, love those guys. Hey, if you can sell it, but if they can sell it, great, good on them. I don't, it's not a scam or anything. They just, hey, they have some people that will pay that for a site that's making money. but I don't want anybody in this community doing that. Multiples are going up. They're going to continue to go up. You got to change your perspective. I'm going to be talking more about that. But now it's time. Melissa, are you ready for some dinner?
Yeah.
We're about to have some dinner. So I'm going to wrap this up, but more to come on that. I wanted to do that video, and I hope you guys check that out and learn something from it. Comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on the deals. Check out their video. Check out the website, all the info, and I will talk to you guys soon.